Hey guys, welcome back to the Growers Corner. So with this video, I kind of wanted to tie in and finish up with our videos from last week about nutrients and talk about nutrient deficiencies in this video. How to spot them, how to deal with them, and really just what they mean and how to tell the difference between a true nutrient deficiency and lockout. So one of the most common nutrient deficiencies is going to be nitrogen. It's also one of the more overdiagnosed nutrient deficiencies, if you will, because that's the nutrient that they use the most of. So it's the most likely problem, right? Well, as a general nitrogen deficiency shows itself by or with a yellowing of the leaf. And generally speaking, the yellower or more opaque that leaf is, the worse the condition is, right? Eventually leading to just a crispy leaf and leaf death. Now, when you are in the garden and you're looking around and you've spotted that leaf or those two leaves or whatever that look like there's something going on, one of the things that I like to do is isolate it and separate it out, unless it's a large portion of the grow that's showing these symptoms. That way I can take my chart and I can look at it directly and I can more accurately, efficiently, and effectively diagnose my plants, right? The other thing is checking your journal. Checking your journal is absolutely key, because if you've been keeping it right, if you've been keeping it accurate, that should tell you 95+% of the time what you're missing, what the problem is, whether you have too much of something or not enough of something else. Now, when you are diagnosing the plant and you are trying to decide whether or not you've got a true deficiency or a lockout, for nutrient availability, there's a couple of different ones, but they're all relatively similar to each other. To let you know, if you test your water, if you your nutrient mixture and or your medium, soil, etc., that'll let you know if the environment's out of whack and something's no longer being utilized, throwing the whole food chain out of whack for the plant, right? Manifesting itself as a deficiency when really there's plenty there. You just are missing something else to make it absorb that nutrient, right? Now, the other thing is, once I've identified that I have a true deficiency and even really a lockout, if I catch it early, and this is really key, because if you catch it early, you not only affect the time that it's going to take for that plant to recoup, because the more progressive that problem is, the longer it's going to take for the plant to come back from that. So the earlier you catch it, the better. But also, take those, if it's only just like a leaf or two on the plant that's off, that looks weird, that you're just not sure about, take those leaves off. Take them off, put them aside. Don't necessarily throw them away or get rid of them. Take pictures if you need them for reference, so that while you look through the rest of the grow, you know what to look for as you're diagnosing it, referencing it, etc. You have something to look for. More importantly, that gets you back to zero. That gets you back to a quote-unquote clean looking plant, nice and green, right? No problems. So from that point on, in 2 or 3 days, if you notice that the same symptoms are reoccurring, even less so or more so, that'll let you know to a degree whether or not your diagnosis is working and your prescription is working. Either you just need to give it more time, you need to up the dosage, or your diagnosis was wrong and you need to go back and figure it out and start over again. But that will let you, that's a good barometer, it's a good measuring stick to let you know whether or not, and most lockout deficiency issues, especially nitrogen, if you catch it early enough, if you correct it right away, you can see positive results in a few hours. It doesn't take very long. Some of them, some micro deficiencies, take a little bit longer to come back from. Lockout, same scenario, takes a little while to come back from. But if you catch it early and you take those few leaves off, you can then visually see relatively quickly whether or not you're making forward progress or not, and have time to adjust your diagnosis if need be. All right, guys. Until next time, this is the Grower's Corner.